Chosen one, stop for a moment and listen carefully. This isn't just another message crossing your screen. I believe you are led here for a reason. There are moments when a single act of faith changes the direction of an entire life. It may seem ordinary to everyone else, but heaven sees it differently. Recently, you made a decision. It may have been quiet. It may have been unnoticed by the people around you. Perhaps no one applauded your courage. Perhaps no one even understood why you chose the path you did. But God saw every detail, and what looked like a small step on earth became something powerful in His presence. That decision to trust Him, that moment when you refused to let fear win, that choice to surrender instead of giving up, it reached heaven. And because of that, God has already begun moving on your behalf. Something has been set into motion that no person can stop and no obstacle can cancel. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to hear will help you recognize the miracle that's already beginning to unfold, even if you haven't seen it with your own eyes yet. Before we continue, type Amen in the comments if you believe God is honoring every step of faith you've taken, even the ones no one else noticed. Never underestimate what happened when you chose faith over fear. You may have thought your decision was too small to matter. You may have questioned whether it made any difference at all. But God measures things differently than people do. He isn't impressed by appearances. He's looking at the condition of the heart. When you chose patience instead of anger, when you chose forgiveness instead of resentment, when you decided to keep moving forward even though every emotion told you to quit, He saw it all. Those weren't ordinary decisions. They became evidence that your trust in Him was still alive. And faith like that always moves the heart of God. The miracle He has released isn't something you've earned through perfect behavior. It's the loving response of a faithful father to a child who refused to stop believing. That's why you need to understand something important. The answer you've been praying for may not arrive in the way you've imagined. Sometimes God's greatest blessings come quietly. Sometimes they arrive through opportunities that seem ordinary at first. Sometimes they even begin inside a challenge that later becomes one of the greatest turning points in your life. Don't reject the blessing simply because it doesn't match your expectations. God's hand often works in ways we don't immediately recognize. He knows exactly how to bring the right answer at the right time. You prayed for change. You cried out for direction. You asked Him to move in your life. Now He's asking you to stay steady while He completes what He's already begun. If this message is encouraging your heart, take a moment to like this video. Your support helps these messages reach someone else who may be desperately needing this reminder today. Never believe you're forgotten. Never believe your obedience goes unnoticed. Every step you've taken in faith has been seen by God. Every prayer, every sacrifice, every quiet act of trust. Nothing has escaped His attention. That recent decision you made wasn't random. It became a declaration. It told heaven that despite everything you faced, you still trust God. And that declaration has already begun shaping your future. Even if you don't fully understand what comes next, God does. He's already preparing what lies ahead. You may still hear thoughts trying to convince you that nothing is changing, that everything will remain the same, that you're still waiting with no answer in sight. But don't believe those lies. God is already working where you cannot yet see. He's aligning circumstances, preparing conversations, opening hearts, positioning opportunities, removing obstacles before you ever encounter them. His work doesn't stop simply because your eyes can't yet see it. Many of the greatest miracles begin long before they become visible. That's why faith is so important. Faith allows you to keep walking while heaven is still arranging what comes next. God's promises don't depend on your emotions. They don't change because your circumstances fluctuate. His promises remain true because His character never changes. Even now, He's moving people into position, creating opportunities you've never imagined, preparing answers that will arrive at exactly the right moment. Everything is unfolding with perfect wisdom. Nothing is random. Nothing is delayed beyond His purpose. There was a reason you felt compelled to take that step. It wasn't simply your own courage. God was quietly leading you, strengthening you, giving you the confidence to move even when the future seemed uncertain. And because you responded in faith, He is responding in grace. So don't allow impatience to steal your peace. Don't allow doubt to weaken your expectation. Remain steady. Remain hopeful. Remain open to the beautiful ways God is choosing to work. You're not chasing your miracle. God is faithfully bringing it toward you, one carefully prepared step at a time. There will be moments when you're tempted to fall back into old patterns of thinking. You'll wonder whether anything has truly changed. When that happens, remember this moment. Remember that your decision mattered. Remember that God responded the moment you chose faith over fear. Your responsibility isn't to understand every detail. It's simply to keep trusting the one who already sees the entire journey. God isn't asking you to be perfect. He's asking you to stay faithful. He's asking you to remain available, to keep your heart open, to continue walking forward without allowing yesterday's fears to pull you backward. Because what He's preparing isn't just another blessing. It's a turning point, a season that will change the direction of your life in ways you never imagined. And when it finally unfolds, you'll recognize that none of it happened by accident. Every step, every prayer, every delay, every act of faith was leading you to this very moment. As you continue walking forward, remember this truth. The miracle God has begun isn't something you have to force into existence. It's already unfolding. The space between your step of faith and the answer you've been waiting for isn't empty. It may feel quiet, it may seem like nothing is changing, but heaven is accomplishing far more than you can currently see. God is preparing, aligning, strengthening, opening doors before you ever arrive at them. Many people become discouraged during this stage because they expect immediate results. When they don't see instant change, they assume nothing is happening. But that's not how God often works. Some of His greatest miracles begin in silence, long before the visible breakthrough arrives. You're learning something many people never discover. You're learning how to trust even when you don't yet have proof. And that kind of faith produces strength that circumstances can never take away. What began with one simple act of obedience is becoming something much greater. God isn't only changing your situation, He's preparing your heart, growing your patience, deepening your wisdom, strengthening your character so you'll be ready to carry every blessing He's bringing into your life. This isn't wasted time. This is preparation. There may be days when doubt quietly returns. Thoughts may whisper that you've waited too long, that perhaps nothing is really changing. Don't allow those voices to become louder than God's promises. Doubt doesn't cancel what God has already begun. It simply invites you to trust Him even more deeply. Remember, God sees every effort you've made, every prayer, every quiet sacrifice, every moment you chose obedience instead of giving up. Nothing has been overlooked, nothing has been forgotten. Even the struggles no one else knows about have been seen by Him. And every one of them has become part of the beautiful work He's doing in your life. There are also things God is protecting you from that you may never fully understand. Some opportunities you thought you wanted would have led to disappointment. Some closed doors were actually acts of mercy. Some delays prevented heartache you couldn't see coming. Looking back one day, you'll realize that what felt like rejection was often God's loving protection. Not every no was a loss. Sometimes it was rescue. Sometimes it was preparation for something far greater. Trust Him enough to believe that what He removes is just as important as what He provides. You're also being prepared for a new level of responsibility. The step of faith you took opened the door, but the blessing waiting on the other side requires a stronger version of you. That's why God has been building your character before revealing the opportunity. He's strengthening your spirit, teaching you wisdom, helping you carry future blessings with humility instead of fear. This isn't delay, it's development. There is a quiet confidence beginning to grow inside you. Perhaps you can't fully explain it yet, but you can feel it. That calm assurance isn't something you created. It's God's presence reminding you that He is near. When uncertainty tries to overwhelm you, return to that peace. It's one of the clearest signs that He's still guiding your steps. Allow yourself to release the need to control every outcome. You don't have to understand every detail before moving forward. You don't have to predict exactly how God will answer your prayers. Your responsibility isn't to force the miracle into existence. Your responsibility is to remain available, faithful, and ready. The more tightly you try to control every circumstance, the more difficult it becomes to recognize the beautiful way God is already arranging everything. His plans often unfold more naturally than we expect. Trust His process. There will come a moment when everything begins making sense, perhaps gradually, perhaps all at once, but you'll recognize it. You'll feel a deep peace that wasn't there before. You'll see connections you couldn't previously understand. You'll realize that every delay, every lesson, every act of faith was leading you to that very moment. Nothing was random, nothing was wasted. Everything has been preparing you for this new chapter. Don't allow other people's opinions to distract you from what God is doing. Not everyone will understand your journey. Not everyone will recognize the changes taking place inside you. That's okay. This path isn't built on their approval. It's built on your relationship with God. Stay connected to His voice. Stay anchored in His peace, because He is leading you somewhere beautiful. As this healing continues, old fears will begin losing their power. Old wounds will slowly fade. Old ways of thinking will no longer feel comfortable. That's not confusion. That's growth. God is gently releasing everything that cannot go where He's taking you. Healing sometimes feels uncomfortable because it requires letting go. But every burden you release creates room for something better, something healthier, something filled with greater peace. You haven't missed your opportunity. You're not behind. God's timing has never been late. Your journey is unfolding exactly as He intended. Don't compare your story to anyone else's. The path He's written for you is unique. Every chapter has purpose, every step carries meaning, and every act of faith continues bringing you closer to the life He has already prepared. As this journey continues, you'll begin realizing that God isn't only preparing a miracle for your life, He's preparing you for the miracle. That's an important difference. Many people pray for open doors, but forget that they also need the wisdom, character, and strength to walk through them. God never gives a blessing without first preparing the person who will receive it. That's exactly what He's been doing in your life. Every challenge you've faced, every delay you've endured, every difficult season you've survived has been shaping the person you're becoming. Nothing has been wasted. There was a time when you questioned why certain things had to happen. You wondered why some doors closed, why certain relationships changed, why opportunities disappeared just when they seemed within reach. Now you're beginning to understand. God wasn't taking something good away. He was making room for something better. Not everything you lose is meant to be recovered. Some things must be released so greater things can arrive. As you continue moving forward, don't be surprised when certain places no longer feel the same. Conversations that once excited you may no longer satisfy your spirit. Old habits may begin feeling uncomfortable. The things that once distracted you will gradually lose their influence. That's not because something is wrong. It's because you're growing. God is changing your desires to match the future He's preparing. Growth often feels unfamiliar before it feels natural. Allow yourself to embrace that process. You don't have to force yourself back into places you've already outgrown. Trust the direction God is leading when. As you continue stepping into this new season, you'll notice something changing that once seemed impossible. Life will begin feeling less forced. For so long, it may have seemed as though every step required exhausting effort. Every opportunity had to be chased. Every answer had to be wrestled into existence. But God is leading you into a different rhythm. A rhythm where what He has prepared begins meeting you at the right time. Not because life suddenly becomes effortless, but because you're finally walking in alignment with His purpose. The doors meant for you won't require you to compromise your peace to enter them. The relationships He has chosen for you won't constantly leave you feeling drained. The opportunities He provides will carry His wisdom, His timing, and His peace. That's how you'll recognize His hand, not through pressure, but through quiet confidence. Don't overlook the people God begins placing in your path. Some will arrive with encouragement, some with wisdom, others with opportunities that perfectly match the season you're entering. These encounters won't be accidents. God often answers prayers through people long before we recognize His plan unfolding. Receive those relationships with gratitude. Pay attention to the conversations that strengthen your faith. Notice the people who inspire you to become closer to God rather than farther from Him. They're part of His provision. At the same time, don't be discouraged if certain relationships begin fading away. Not everyone is meant to walk beside you forever. Some people were assigned to a particular season of your journey. Once that season has fulfilled its purpose, God lovingly leads each person where they need to be. Releasing those relationships isn't always easy, but sometimes letting go creates the very space God needs to fill with something better. Trust Him with every transition. He knows exactly who belongs in the next chapter of your life. You'll also begin noticing that God's timing is far more beautiful than your own. There were moments when you wished everything had happened sooner, when waiting felt unbearable, when delays seemed confusing, but now you're beginning to understand. Had those blessings arrived before you were ready, you might not have been able to carry them. The waiting wasn't punishment. It was preparation. God wasn't withholding something good. He was making sure every piece was ready before placing it into your hands. That's why you can trust His timing without fear. There is also a quiet strength growing inside you. Not loud, not proud, but steady. The kind of strength that doesn't panic when circumstances change. The kind of faith that remains calm while others become anxious. The kind of confidence that knows God is already working before visible evidence appears. That strength has been built through every challenge you've overcome, and it will continue carrying you into everything that's ahead. As you move forward, you'll begin receiving gentle confirmations, a perfectly timed conversation, an unexpected opportunity, a sense of peace before making an important decision, a door opening that once seemed impossible. These moments aren't coincidences. They're reminders that God is faithfully guiding every step. Receive them with gratitude. But don't become dependent upon signs alone. Remain rooted in your relationship with God above everything else. The miracle isn't built upon circumstances. It's built upon His faithfulness. You'll also notice fear beginning to lose its influence. It may still appear from time to time, but it won't control you the way it once did. You'll recognize it, and then choose faith instead. That's maturity. That's growth. That's the evidence that God has been transforming your heart all along. There will come moments when you look back and realize just how much you've changed. You'll remember the person you used to be, the fears that once controlled you, the burdens you thought would never leave, and you'll quietly smile. Because you'll see how faithful God has been through every single season. Nothing you experienced was meaningless. Every lesson strengthened you. Every delay prepared you. Every challenge developed wisdom that you're now carrying into this new chapter. As the path ahead becomes clearer, don't allow outside opinions to distract you. People may question your decisions. They may not understand the direction God is leading you. That's all right. You don't need everyone's approval to follow God's calling. Remain faithful to what He's speaking into your heart, because His voice will always lead you toward peace, never toward confusion. If this message has encouraged your heart, take a moment to share it with someone who's waiting for their own breakthrough. Sometimes God answers another person's prayer through a simple act of kindness, like sharing a message of hope. And if you'd like to continue growing beyond today's message, you'll find a wonderful community waiting through the link in the description. It's a place where believers encourage one another, study God's Word together, and keep growing in faith every week. And if this ministry has blessed your life and you ever feel led to support it, you'll also find a support link in the pinned comment. Your generosity is never expected, but it's deeply appreciated because it helps these messages reach hearts around the world. Keep your heart open. Keep your spirit grounded. Keep trusting the one who has faithfully carried you this far. Because everything God has been preparing is drawing closer with every faithful step you take. As we come to the end of this message, I want you to carry one final truth with you. The miracle God has been preparing isn't some distant hope waiting far beyond your reach. It's already drawing closer. Every step you've taken in faith has been leading you here. Every prayer you've whispered, every tear you've cried, every moment you refused to give up, every season that stretched your faith beyond what you thought you could endure. None of it was meaningless. God has been using every chapter to prepare both your future and your heart. You're no longer standing where you once were. You may not have noticed every change along the way, but you've grown. Your faith is stronger. Your wisdom is deeper. Your peace is becoming steadier. The person who once questioned every step is slowly becoming someone who walks with quiet confidence. That's one of the greatest miracles God performs. He transforms the person before revealing the promise. As this next chapter unfolds, you'll discover that life begins to feel different. Not because every challenge disappears, but because you're no longer trying to carry everything by yourself. God is teaching you that not every blessing requires struggle. Some opportunities will arrive naturally because they've been prepared specifically for you. Some doors will open without constant striving. Some relationships will feel peaceful from the very beginning. You'll recognize them because they won't pull you away from God's peace. They'll strengthen it. You'll also begin seeing purpose in places you once overlooked. The ordinary moments will carry new meaning. Simple conversations may become life-changing. Small opportunities may become the beginning of something extraordinary. Don't dismiss what appears insignificant. God often begins His greatest work through what the world considers ordinary. There will come a time when you'll finally understand why certain prayers weren't answered the way you expected. Why some opportunities disappeared. Why some people walked away. Why some doors remained closed. You'll realize God wasn't denying you something good. He was protecting you from something that wasn't meant to become part of your future. Looking back, His wisdom will become unmistakably clear. And instead of regret, you'll feel gratitude. You'll thank Him for every delay that protected you, every closed door that redirected you, every difficult season that strengthened you. That's what happens when God reveals the full picture. Confusion gives way to peace. Questions give way to understanding. Fear gives way to confidence. As your journey continues, don't become distracted by outside voices. Not everyone will understand the path God has chosen for you. Some people will question your decisions. Others may fail to recognize the changes taking place inside you. That's all right. This journey isn't built upon their approval. It's built upon your relationship with God. Continue listening for His voice. Continue following His peace, because He will never lead you where His grace cannot sustain you. You'll also notice something beautiful happening within your own heart. Situations that once overwhelmed you won't carry the same weight. Fear will no longer make your decisions. Peace will begin guiding your steps. You'll recover more quickly from disappointments. You'll face uncertainty with greater confidence. You'll begin responding with faith instead of reacting through fear. That's not a coincidence. That's transformation. That's evidence that God has been faithfully renewing you from the inside out. If this message has encouraged your heart today, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who may be wondering whether God still sees them. One simple act of kindness may become the answer to a prayer they've been quietly praying. And before you leave, if you'd like to continue growing beyond today's message, we'd love to welcome you into our community through the link in the description. It's a place where believers encourage one another, study God's Word together, and continue growing in faith every week. If these messages have blessed your life and you ever feel led to support this ministry, you'll also find a support link in the pinned comment. Your generosity is never expected, but it's deeply appreciated because it helps us continue bringing God's hope to people around the world. Now lift your eyes toward what God has prepared. Don't keep looking behind you. The past has already fulfilled its purpose. The lessons have been learned. The strength has been built. The healing has begun. And the future is waiting. Walk into it with confidence. Walk into it with gratitude. Walk into it knowing that God has gone before you. He is opening the right doors. He is preparing the right people. He is aligning every opportunity according to His perfect wisdom. You don't have to force what He has already planned. You simply have to remain faithful. Stay close to Him. Stay rooted in His promises. Stay willing to take each step He places before you, because every faithful step is bringing you closer to everything He has been preparing since the very beginning. The miracle isn't arriving by accident, it's arriving by design. At the perfect time, in the perfect way, according to the perfect plan of the God who has never failed you. So don't lose heart. Don't give in to fear. Don't allow yesterday's disappointments to define tomorrow's possibilities. Keep believing, keep praying, keep trusting, because the God who guided you to take that first step of faith is the very same God who will faithfully complete everything He has started in your life. Your story isn't ending with struggle. It's continuing with purpose, with peace, with restoration, with a deeper faith than you've ever known before. And one day, you'll look back on this season and smile, realizing that what once felt like uncertainty was actually God quietly leading you into one of the greatest blessings of your life. Stay faithful, stay encouraged, and never forget, the miracle didn't begin when you finally saw the answer. It began the moment you trusted God enough to take that first step of faith. Amen.